What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is the Laser King with King's Critiques, and it seems like we have something that is big enough to actually provide a warning for, as opposed to the occasional just thing mentioned. And honestly, this probably has to do with the detective delving deeper into her own past than what even Nanaza was aware of. Because in the last episode, we did see quite a bit about the things that were told to her. But are we going to see stuff that goes into something a bit deeper down? Or maybe Ko will go deeper into his own past, because he hasn't lived a long life, but maybe even in his own young age. Things probably haven't been the best up here. This is kind of more in the modern times, so the younger people they still don't have great mental health because, well, all the shit that's thrown at them in the modern day. But I ain't going to talk too much on that right now. I'm going to let them get to that, and I'll talk about it if I need to going into things, because I might be an old fuck, but these things apply to me, as we've mentioned before. Matter of fact, as I mentioned in The Monster Wants to Eat Me, which technically went with similar subject matters as well. And I don't know if I'll end up uploading that up to its completion compared to uploading this to its completion, so just a mention. That being said, I guess I technically already gave the recap that they went over the past that Naza and the detective had together, and, well, we'll get into it. Let me know your thoughts on the last episode, what you might see in this episode, or just save it for the end. Hit the like button, subscribe, let the whole video run through, let me get the watch time, because it helps the channel, and it helps the goal, and, well, it helps mental health. That said, let's get into it. So, Nazuna wasn't 100% sure on it, but she had a good feeling about it. And yeah, she didn't say anything to anybody. Okay, but it's great to go off the vampires for your own reasoning. Not all of them are bad. Clearly, a couple that you've taken out were not horrible people. But can we just go over the fact that Nazuna did nothing wrong to you in the first place, so why are you after her? That's the first question. Second question is, did you at least find the one who did that to your father? That's my primary question. Oh no, the blonde one is the one that's in love with the other guy. Never mind, I take back what I said in the last episode about that. So I guess the oldest and prime is the redhead, but I don't think... I mean, she seems like the type who could sleep with somebody just for the purpose of making them fall in love with her and then turning them, but I don't think so. So maybe somebody we just haven't been introduced to yet. Well, no, it's not your fault that it all happened. It's it's not your fault that it happened. It's whoever took you out that night you were trying to follow her father. That's whose fault it is. And I hope we do, reflect back on that at some point, because it kind of makes the most amount of sense. I mean, she was on his tail, waiting to see who he was going to meet, and then something sideswiped her into a fucking alleyway, and so hopefully we get back to that, because that is definitely what ended up happening and how her father got turned. And hell, maybe it'll be enough to distract the detective from getting pissed off at Nazuna and her friends and calling all vampires evil. Because, I mean, essentially that's racism. That's racism and stereotyping. Just because a small amount of people that might grow to a larger amount of people do bad things, we're going to assume that all of them are doing bad things. Listen, I'm guilty of being a stereotype. Not being a stereotype, doing stereotyping sometimes. And admittedly, a lot of the time it's correct. But that doesn't mean you should assume everybody is capable of one specific thing. Vampires made sure my parents aren't alive anymore. I'm gonna get them all. That's kind of the same thing as, I'm not going to continue that thought process, because literally any example I give would be one of those things where people try and make some shit. And while I'm okay with having a lot of drama start related to me because I said some heinous stuff, I definitely wouldn't want it to be related to something like that because I'd rather it be something heinous to a low degree, thank you, than that. But you'll know where that conversation was going, and I'm just leave it there. Oh, great. And his other friend. Oh wait, she knows about the whole vampire thing, so it's not like he couldn't like mention his thoughts to her, and she figure something out with him. I mean, you never know. Halloween is also a really good time to like do some crazy shit because people will think it's fake at first and give you time to get away. Not saying that to support the thought of it, but I just realized how that could sound. Oh well. Point is, that's probably where her mind is at, is she can go got the vampires and then be on her way without much issue. Two things. One, I love the nondescript, non-copyright Ghostface mask. Scream 7 was actually pretty good, by the way. Like, the implementation of basically saying that, it can be helpful, but it's also fucking bullshit, is funny. On the other end, I will say that, the detective is still not very well off, because that warning at the beginning, yeah, that was kind of well implemented right there, and that's why I'm not going to pause it for the YouTube side. But, so to speak, that she might have had a couple of thoughts going on in her head, and maybe that's been a regular thing for the last 10 years. Maybe it's a thing she, like, does just to get ready in the morning. Some people are that way. Just like, is it time? Is it time? Is it time? No, I still have work to do. But, yeah, apparently she can't forgive herself for being wrapped up into the world of things, and that went how it did. But again, Nazuna had nothing to do with what happened with her father. That was just a coincidence. That could have happened anyway. That girl with pink hair from the class episode. So, TLDR, yes, she is probably also a vampire. Okay, detective out of nowhere. But she's also the type to beat up on somebody else before she kills a vampire just to get them secluded. Oh, that's even worse. She already knows about this guy somehow, and he reminds her of her father. Oops. Yeah, that's an understandable fear to have. She takes his cigarettes and then just pulls that on him. It's like, oh shit. Don't worry. Don't worry, red guys. It's not a real poo-poo. It's a lighter. Oh, it is his cute friend and the other friend. Hey, I mean, she could also work for them sometime. Just saying. Why did she just have that kind of too on the nose outfit just on her? What did I say? Like, take off your question of morality for 2 seconds, and what the fuck did I just say a minute ago? She would look good in the maid outfit. I mean, yeah, but do you need to point that out? Bro, you are not easy at hiding exactly what you're talking about. It's not okay to say that these days. You're technically right, and if she wasn't Ko's friend and Nazuna's friend, you'd probably get slapped for that comment. But also, you're not wrong. Even Sari is asking who the babe is. Damn. And her just outright asking that kind of question. Valid. Fair. So we're just running by the entire cast of characters to introduce to his human friend. Right. You seem to know an awful lot of women. Yeah, but that's coincidence. I know a couple of guys, too. Like Akun, you met him a couple of moments ago. Also know this fat guy who works with one of those who's kind of, sort of, not really, but also dating one of those maids. Crazy, right? So, when the one was exposing herself as a teacher, so to say, that's actually kind of weird phrasing, but whatever. I was thinking of how she'd look in glasses, and yes, it is exactly as good as I thought it would be. Thoughts? I know that's a sensitive topic, but also, That's an intimidating aura to have. That's probably the guy the detective was talking to earlier who's going to be providing a distraction. Oh no, that is the detective, because she's wearing those lenses. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, just shot her outright in the middle of everyone. Yeah, and people are actually questioning it too, which is surprising. But that was just a warning shot. But the fact it actually took her down is what she's probably questioning. Okay, if it wasn't for how genuinely attractive she was, I would blame him. I mean, I still kind of blame him. Like, she just got shot abruptly. They don't know that, but let's just leave it at that. I mean, you are actually a teacher, but isn't it in your disguise? You know, it is in just the disguise, so I get it. But again, I don't blame them either. What did I say just a few moments ago? Immediately, as soon as the detective ran by in that dumbass costume, he knew. Found. Oh shit, Waldo and Waldo. Like, he isn't wrong. She definitely is one of the more attractive ones in the show. That teacher, though. Honestly, it's very hard to say who the hottest one of the entire thing is. I guess just based on my own preferences, I would probably put the detective at the top. But between the redhead and the blonde, who number 2 is, that's a better question. Well, she's just having as many disguises as possible so she can go and shoot them point blank. It won't kill them, but what is her point in this? A warning? A test? Because it's not like it's actually killing them, but it is clearly harming them. So it must be more of a test. Now, is she about to point at him as well? Oh! No, I think I know what she's doing. She's going to shoot every single one of them because there's 5 main vampires, and she's going to use that last shot for herself. So she can say that all of the people she had shot were shot with a real gun. You want to know the proof? Bang! Yeah, no, that must be her plan. But unrelated from the questionable topic going on, she looks good in that detective outfit. Well, the cop outfit. She always wears the detective outfit. But the cop outfit? No. She might have something else in mind, but she's already shot 2 of us. It doesn't matter what she has in mind. Right, because the reason that she's doing what she's doing isn't to try and harm you guys in a general sense. She's going to reveal that you're vampires. And that is her plan and her idea. She's going to go right into the maid cafe and take out Midori and the boy, isn't she? Oh, he's the one that found her first. And yeah, being a newer vampire, he's probably pretty ruthless when he wants to be. Okay, this is actually even crazier because it's definitely working to a means to an end. Because she's going through all the places on her way running away from Akun after she basically just shoved him down that her and Nazuna used to like going to. So is she going to go into her old home when those people that currently live there aren't home and end things? Yeah. Once she was running away from Alcoon, my whole theory on her shooting them down just to make a grand stage of offing herself fell to the wayside. And yeah, her running through all of the times her and Nazuna spent together, this also kind of seemed like it was probable, if not going into her old home to end things, as it were. Because it would figure that it had to come down to these 2. And now, on the Patreon side, excuse me while I just rewind for 1 second. Yeah, I might just have to watch the last few episodes, because screw it getting dark, but... Alright, so I don't know what her whole deal was about shooting the two of them, and then, like, what was her grand idea for that? Was it just to have the other vampires come and get her, as it were, to try and take her out? Was it a greater means to an end? Was it just to get all of them at the school to try and take her out? Other than, I guess, the two that she didn't go take care of? I guess we'll find out in the next few episodes. But you can let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comment section, because by this point, other than it obviously coming down to Nazuna and the detective going basically one-on-one, I couldn't tell you what my assumptions of where this is going is. Because I would like to find out who was it that turned her father and made all this mess happen. But maybe that will be just a thing not mentioned. Maybe if we get a season 3 of this one time, if this whole thing isn't just resolved, we'll get a mention of it. I don't really get what the whole mention here about mental health and suicide was, honestly. Like, other than the one instance of her pointing the gun to her head, there was no excessive mention of anything pertaining to it. And honestly, the thing where she put the gun to her head, yeah, might have been thoughts of suicide, might have been just one of those things people do where they're sick of life, but they do it just to, like, get prepped for the day. Because I've seen that referenced in a couple of TV shows in the past. But I was honestly thinking that, honestly, that warning was the exact reason why I thought, her shooting the other two would have came to a bigger deal at the end of her doing it to herself to prove that the gun was real, and, the people got shot, but they're not dead, so what does that mean? That kind of thing. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, if you actually have salvageable mental health, don't forget to listen to this. But that said, let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section as per usual, as well as, of course, about any sort of shows, movies, etc. you should check out this season, next season, or in general. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the this is the review channel. Subscribe to the other channels in the description. Ring the bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter, and Blue Sky. Keep updated with things. TikTok, Patreon, get the full and visual and all the stuff I upload here, including the 20-second scene where she did that prompted this warning. And go follow Twitch, subscribe for benefits, can do so Twitch Prime for free, helps with short this for long, and until next time, been the Blazer King with Kritique, out, for now. Peace.